Hey guys, it's Matt here from the Bull Call. And today I just wanted to quickly go back over why CCIV is still fine, and do not panic guys, it is just normal. So let's quickly go over to TradingView and we're looking at the 4-hour charts here again. So before I go into CCIV right now, I would love it if you guys could just take a second out of your day and please just hit that subscribe button, the like button, all that kind of good stuff. That's just so helpful for the channel. It's really, really greatly appreciated. But let's just get started with this CCIV update. So do not panic, guys. It's just normal. And actually, I would prefer this. We don't want to see a moonshot, right? I mean, if you go and look at this right here, you don't really... This isn't healthy. This really is not good. As you can see, it's very volatile, and you don't want this. Just like if we actually go right back to CCIV, you don't want this. It's just not healthy. You want a slow and steady move upwards. We want to see a nice little incremental push up, you know, see some nice movement, a little movement up. But once we saw this 39% in one day, was just not a great candle. I mean, it's obviously wonderful, but you don't need it. It's just not. It's not healthy. If you want to take a look at a company that I think is very undervalued right now, we could see these little push higher, and it's just every time you see this major push higher, not every time, but it normally ends with a little bit of a pullback. So it is normal, and actually, if you go up slowly, it actually is much healthier. We go up slowly. We keep making supports. We keep creating supports in demand areas. Sure, was it very nice to have Lucid as CCIV at 65? Sure. But was it really what it was valued at? No. It really wasn't valued at $65, as we could see now as the price is now 25. It really was not good for the stock. 25 though is a very key level, like I've said in my past videos. Right now, we are actually fine. We are still bouncing off this 20 EMA, so we are totally fine. Do not fret, guys. And we still are bouncing in this support. This is exactly what I said. It is totally fine. We are not in any really bad situation yet. We would have to see that we saw this reject here. That meant that this is not good. We were doomed to repeat the low. But now actually we've hit a double bottom. So I mean, this is actually very good news. Like, this is just everything about this. We broke out of this $24 support demand area. Now it's a support. So we want to keep seeing this bounce off this new level right here of 24.60. We want to see this bounce. We want to see a continued trend of just straight upwards. We want to see this. Since this is what it's looking like, we could technically come all the way back down to here. I'm gonna get rid of these lines. We don't really need them anymore, because now we're out of this bearish trend. I'll leave that one. But look, so if we take a look at this, we actually have set, starting right here, a nice trend upwards. And we want to keep this trend going up and up and up. So we want to see that $30 level. We could technically see it somewhere in August. I don't think that that'll happen, but this is basically a line that you can fall back on. If it does decide to come back down, you want to see it bounce off this level. Either it's going to bounce here, and we're going to be fine, and we're just going to just see some consolidation, which is totally normal and totally fine before our next push higher. If we take a look at a nice consolidation, it's SPY right here. You can see consolidation over May, and both in May we had some nice consolidation. In March we had a lot of consolidation, a whole bunch of consolidation in the beginning of 2021, and then we finally broke out of this 400 or about 4,000 on S&P 500, and we actually have this new leg higher about 4,200 somewhere. So, and now we're again consolidating. We're consolidating. That's totally normal, as you can see. This is exactly what CCIV is doing. This is obviously totally different, but you could see it's setting this trend line of when it fell. It sets this trend line where it's just going to keep bouncing off these levels. And if it does break the level like it did here, or it did over here, it is very crucial to watch. Because if it does break and it stays lower and it decided to go down, then that means you could possibly sell out of your position because it's not following this trend that it's been following for a whole year. So that's what I'm thinking CCIV is doing right now. It's setting this nice trend higher. It's finally going to look like it wants to move higher. And we want to see this line. We want to see it follow this line. It doesn't have to follow it exactly, but we want to see it continue higher. We want to see it consolidate a little bit, bounce off this level up to the upper 30s. We want to see it find a normal bullish run. We don't want to see these jumps to 60. We want to see a nice slow movement up. Not slow, but like not moonshot AMC. All of a sudden it went from $10 to 60. It's just not healthy. Sure, could it have staying power? Totally. But meme stocks, and CCIV could be a meme stock, and that'll be another video. But I don't think, obviously, all the experts are like, this is just not great for stocks in general because it's called pumping and dumping. You pump up a price and then you just sell it once it's up high. And that's just not, the pumping part is fine, but the dumping part is technically illegal. And you actually could get fined for doing that. But the important thing here is we want to see a nice slow rise. We could probably make a line right here. So if we make a line here, and it's so hard because of how this price moves. If we set a line here, we can see when it broke down, when you really should have sold, and it actually rejected it perfectly. About here, it would be a good trend line, and that's what we're setting now. We're setting a nice trend line. You can't count this first day where it moved 30% because it's just too hard, and not everything's gonna fall perfectly. So I mean, if you really do this, and then you knew that broke out here, that candle broke it out, then you could have bought, and you could have just waited until it breaks that low, and it's what it tried doing here, and it actually bounced right off that level, and then it finally broke here, tried retesting, and it just can't. And CCIV has been unable to break these levels, these support and demand areas. But yeah, so I'm hoping that CCIV is going to create something like this, and we don't want to see this. We don't want to see, unless it bounces off this level. The only way it could possibly be okay is if it did this. It shot down, and then what it did is it bounced right off this level. That's okay. If it did that and it looked a little something like this, that would be fine. And it continued off this level. It would have to continue off this level. That's fine. But we don't want to see a moonshot and then a dump, because that's just not healthy for the stock price on the long term end. Obviously, if you're playing options or if you're playing it short, obviously pumping would be great for you. But really, if you're like me and you're holding this for a long term position, we like to see this long this trend line that it's setting. It's perfect. It's exactly what we needed. But yeah, so just wanted to make sure, guys, it's healthy, it's consolidating. We're still in the middle of bouncing off this supply area. If you do want to sell, you could sell here, but it's really not looking like it wants to go past this level. But if it does break this purple box, if it breaks around 23, then you could think about it, because then it might go down back to the basically 20 area. But other than that, guys, I mean, CCIV is looking nice and bullish, and other than just today being very meh, it's actually still very bullish on the last 30 days, as you can see. We've just jumped, I mean, what is it? We've jumped, all right, let's see. We've jumped 50%. I mean, that's insane to jump 50%. So 50%, we're still very bullish. It's totally fine for some people to be taking profits after hitting 50%. So this is totally normal. Do not freak out, guys. Just want to make a quick little video. Just stating, it's totally fine. Don't worry about it. I'm personally just going to keep adding to my position if it drops below $20 again. I don't see it dropping below $20, so I think we should be good on that end. But yeah, Just wanted to make sure you guys knew it's totally good, and we're actually still bouncing in the supply area. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.